go. Okay, here we go. Okay, we are live. Hey everyone, happy Sunday. Okay, 1 second here. Hey everyone, how you guys doing? Hi from Ireland. Hi PA, how you doing, dude? How can I join? You have to have me added. Hey, Octopi, thank you for sponsoring my channel. Thank you for 2 months. Thank you, dude. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Canada won 1 goal against South Africa. I actually watched that match live earlier. I was actually so surprised. I thought that they were going to go to penalties. I didn't think that Canada was going to get a shot in. And it was like the last 2 or 3 minutes when they got it in. Yeah, I did watch that one. That was crazy. You hype for Black Ops 1 ports on PS4, PS5? Yeah, I'm a bit excited. I want to get the chance to play it on PlayStation again. Oh, you did, Henry? Okay, what did you say? If these celebrities would have invested their money correctly, it would have been fine. Hi, Kirsten. I got Casino Heights of artwork. Okay, cool. I can help you with that a little bit later. Would you advise just waiting until GTA 7 comes out so I can make enough money for GTA 7 Super Ultimate Edition? What? What? That's... Do I play GTA Online PC? No, I don't. I'm actually gonna have a video about that scalper situation later tonight, Minion Dave. Okay, Henry, I'll take a look at it a little later. Will I grind 1 billion in GTA 6? Yes, I probably will. Accept James's MC invite. Let me join it here. James, can you invite me again? How do you think vehicle damage in GTA 6 is going to be? I think it's going to be a bit better than GTA 5, because I think the vehicle damage in GTA 5 was kind of boring. I think vehicle damage in GTA 4 was the best. GTA 4 is the best. So I tried Black Ops 7's endgame, and I felt like it's the only good thing about Black Ops 7, though it has flaws, and it screwed my brain like the Fatal. Hey, thank you, Never Killed Anyone, for the super chat. It is, it's better, it's better than the single player. At least there's that. That was the one thing in my review that I didn't dislike, was that. Hopefully Modern Warfare 4 doesn't turn into a disaster this year. Hey, Vincent. Hey, dude. We're selling? Okay. Anyone need help? Does anyone need help with selling anything? To send me an invite if you do. Well, hopefully we get another Ace Attorney. I love GTA 5. I want more people to play it. It's a fun game, and I'm so happy that you can play in private sessions now. That does make me happy, definitely. Okay, let me help him first because he invited me first, and let's do it. Well, Sledgehammer, yeah, they've haven't done too good, Minion Dave. I don't understand, Pro. You call other channels clickbaiters when they only make assumptions from leaked articles about Trailer 3, but when Rockstar posts it, you're gonna make a video anyways. When Rockstar posts something, I have direct proof of it. So I talk about it. There's direct evidence of it. The thing about this... Look, the thing about the leaks, dude, is that people are constantly making videos on leaks with no credible evidence. Like, the second that any leak pops up, there are so many content creators that they will just make videos endlessly about that, just milking the exact same topic. It really requires no effort, no work, no skill. Anybody can basically just sit in front of a camera and just talk 8 minutes, stretching a video out, talking about leaks. You know, anybody can really do that. And so for me, I see it as like a form of laziness. I also see it as, dishonorable too. Because they're basically implying that something is real when you don't know that it's real. What's up, Doc? Hey, Agent Reaper. How you doing, dude? Thank you for the super chat. Okay, I'm waiting for the invite to the business. Oh, there it is. I didn't even see it. I mean, just look at what happened the other day. The other day, you had content creators who were spreading around misinformation, and they were basically saying that there's not going to be any GTA 6 online. They were literally saying that there's not going to be a GTA 6 online. And they were saying that, oh, look, if you look at Sony's website, it says that GTA 6 is a single-player-only game. But so is Ghost of Yotei. It said it was a single-player-only game until they added the multiplayer. Multiplayer is not going to launch with GTA 6 at the start. So when people are using that as proof, saying there's not going to be any multiplayer, it's nonsense. So that's why I just don't like misinformation. Hey Pat, best of luck dealing with more random viewers and commenters that might not have all the cogs working upstairs since you're making GTA 6 videos. Thank you, Duevi. And also, guys, guess what? I'm already gonna make 2 more videos this week. One video actually tonight after the stream, like in an hour from now, or not actually an hour from now. I mean, hour after the stream, I will have a video talking about the scalping situation that's going on right now with GTA 6. So for people that don't know, there are people that are selling copies of GTA 6 for $160 right now on eBay, even though it's digital. Are you gonna play the other Ace Combat games before Wings of Thief comes out? Also, have you ever watched My Life as a Teenage Robot as a kid? I did watch My Life as a Teenage Robot when I was a kid, a little bit of it. I remember Jenny was the main character. So yeah, I did watch a little bit of that when I was a kid. And I'm gonna play all of the Ace Combat games before GTA 6 comes out, or no, before Ace Combat 8 comes out. The only ones I'm not gonna play are the PS1 games and the PSP games, because I don't know how I would do those, but all the PS2 and PS3 and PS4 ones I'll play. What's up, Suggesta? It's disgusting this clickbait Bossman's fans still defending him calling us cry about it. Thank you, Agent Reaper, for the super chat. And look, it's all of I really don't know why people would defend like a YouTuber that has like millions of subscribers like that. It's like I have had, you know, people come into my comment section and they tell me like, oh, you know, this channel has like millions of subscribers, professional, you're just jealous. Like, people say that to me, and it's like, trust me, I'm not. I'd rather have 1 million and 100,000 subscribers as I do right now than have millions of subscribers and people hate my guts and know me for clickbait. What 5 things do you think GTA 6 will reference? Um, thank you, son of a pirate. Things it'll reference? There's definitely gonna be references to the other GTA games, like GTA 4 and 5. Can you guys believe that GTA 6 is gonna take place 18 years after GTA 4? Can you just believe that? Can I read your super chat? Sure, let me look. But I think they will mainly reference events from GTA 4 and GTA 5. I don't think there's gonna be any kind of political mentions in this because Rockstar doesn't want to deal with that. Hey Pro, I just turned 20. I feel so depressed. I don't know why. Well, happy birthday, AMRM. Everyone wish AMRM a happy birthday. But no, I mean, is everything okay, dude? I mean, you can talk to me and you can also add me. I can play with you too. But I mean, don't feel down, dude. There was times I guess I kind of felt down too, but I saw all of the support that I was getting, and that did make me feel better. But one of the things that when I feel in a down mood, one of the things that always cheers me up is I talk to like a close friend that understands me, because the thing about that is that sometimes it's actually better to talk to your friends than talk to your family, because your friends a lot of times they understand you better than your own family do, and that is true. A lot of times best friends understand their friends better than their own family do. Use a PS Vita to play a PSP game, but how would I record that though, dude? That's the question. Thank you, Joelda, for the super chat. And thank you, Deadblood. The guy who had the Nazi logo in his chest was Graham Platner, a Democratic candidate running for the U.S. Senate in Maine. He was in Croatia and got the tattoo, but he said he didn't know what it meant. Oh my god. It's like, I don't know how can you get a tattoo on your chest and not know what it is? Like, literally, you're putting something permanently on your body, and you don't know what it is. I think it's honestly just excuses. That's what I think, personally. I think he very much knew what was that tattoo. Because that's literally is, either the guy's a neo-Nazi, or he's a complete dumbass. It's either one of the two. So, literally is, it's, my god, what an idiot. Hey Pro, do you think GTA 6 will be woke? I think it will be more or less woke than Saints Row reboot, in my opinion. It's definitely not going to be like Saints Row reboot woke. Like, I think most of us can agree on that. Thank you, Amber. I don't think it's ever going to be like that. But it's GTA 6 is not going to be as dark as GTA 4. So GTA 4 was the last game that was like really dark, and I don't think like dark and gritty, and I don't think we're ever going to get a game like that again. The only thing worth getting right now on eBay is Vice City Radio Station box set, but it's crazy expensive right now. Do you think they will migrate our characters to the next version of online? I think we'll be required to make a new character, and what I will say is they're definitely not going to let you keep your money. So all the money that you earned in this, they're definitely not going to let you keep it. But I remember one thing. One of my friends, when the PS3, when GTA 5 came out on the PS3, this is like, you know, almost 13 years ago. One of my friends, he said to me, and I'll never forget this, he said the reason that Rockstar made it rank 8,000 as like the max rank was because they were preparing for GTA 6 and they were going to have you transfer your characters over. And that even though he said that 13 years ago, that is something that I was thinking about. I was wondering whether that was the plan all along, that Lily is you were going to transfer the character to GTA 6, but they're definitely not going to let you keep the money. The money they're definitely not going to let you keep. So all the money you earn in this game, you're going to have to start all over again in GTA 6. The only question that I have is whether you're going to be able to keep your rank, because I want to keep my rank. So my rank 1,442, I want to keep that in GTA 6. I don't want to start rank 1 again. But I don't care about the money. The money I don't care about. So like I would start. I'm fine with starting at $0. I just want to keep my rank because I worked so hard for that rank over the years. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Skyfighter. There's a video of a guy who used to be a dev. He says he believes the reason GTA 6 has a free GTA Plus subscription is because they plan to make the next GTA Online a subscription game like World of Warcraft. That and you know the thing about the GTA Plus subscription, like the 1 month thing, I didn't redeem that. So even though I got Ultimate Edition, I didn't redeem that because I'm so against using GTA Plus, even if I got a month for free. What I will say about that is that what people don't understand is that is a trap. That's a trap. That's exactly what that is. Because what Rockstar is counting on is Rockstar is counting that like a month passes by and you don't realize that you still have the subscription for GTA Plus, and then it's gonna start up in your credit card and it's gonna start charging you. That's basically what they're hoping for. Have you guys ever noticed that how every single subscription service requires you to put a credit card in? They'd say, oh, get 7 days for free. That's what they always say. Get 7 days for free. Get a month for free. All the subscriptions always say that, but you have to put in a credit card. And the second that week or that month ends, they just charge you. And what they're counting on is they're counting on that people will forget about that stuff. That's basically what they are doing. If it's a real free 1 month trial, free week trial, you should not be required to give your credit card for that. But that's basically what they're hoping for, and that's exactly what Rockstar is doing with that 1 month, free of GTA Plus, is that they're hoping that people forget about it, and that they get charged after a month. But it is entirely possible that GTA 6 will have a subscription service. Can you look at elevator car 30 trap guy, Patrick? Wait, what? It's a video? Trad, I can look at it on my next exclusive stream if you're there, Trad. But what is it? Where did this happen, Pep? Imagine if there was a mission that involves getting Michael's boat back, though I don't think it would be a main story mission, but an extra side mission. Thank you, Alien, for the super chat. A mission to get Michael's boat back. Oh, that'd be funny. Well, a lot of people are saying that that's Michael's boat in Jason's yard. I don't know if that's actually true. That would actually be really funny. Imagine they do it that Jason was one of those guys that was like on Michael's boat like 13 years ago. Imagine they do that as like a twist. I could actually see them doing something like that. The thing is, how old is Jason even? Jason seems to me like he's in his late 20s, maybe early 30s. You guys think that? Late 20s, early 30s? So if it was like 13 years ago, he would have been what? In his very early 20s, if anything? So like maybe they'll do that like he was one of those people in like the truck that was like stealing Michael's boat. Maybe like they'll do that as like a twist or something like that. I feel Rockstar's not the same. Employees GTA Plus, I'm gonna call them rip-off artists. Rockstar not the same as they used to be, Agent Reaper. No, they aren't. I disagree. While yes, in most cases they're hoping you forget, how else do they keep a record of the people who already got the 1 month free? You can make emails for free. Thank you, Logan Pizza, for the super chat. I mean, like in the case of GTA Plus, for example, in the case of GTA Plus, it would be the PSN account. That's what they would have. So they would see that the person's on their PlayStation account, stuff like that. When it comes to other subscription services, I guess they could do it IP address, and I guess people can use VPNs and stuff like that. But they could there's ways I know that companies can get around this stuff, or that companies can stop people from basically abusing this stuff. But that's basically what they're hoping for. Is they're hoping that you forget. Whoa, what the? Thank you, Logan Pizza, for the super chat. And I don't think that somebody's gonna make like a PSN account to get 1 month of GTA Plus constantly free, because that's gonna they would need to make a new email account every single time. They would need, and it wouldn't be worth it just to have like GTA Plus for like a month. It wouldn't be worth it. It would be like a different character every time. Yeah, so they could keep track of it based on characters and stuff too. So. How can they be allowed to do subscription for GTA 6? Well, Brandon, it's their game, so at the end of the day, we might not like it. They can do really what they want with it. So if they want to do a subscription, they can. And I'm not giving them ideas. They just basically, if I already thought about this, they have two. Idea name for rebrand for Rockstar, ROA, ripoff artist. Thank you, Skyfighter. Just finished the Lost and Damned. GTA 4 is the best, and the DLCs. Yeah, GTA 4 has always been my favorite one, Buster Brown. Thank you for the super chat. How you doing, bro? I'm doing good, Isaiah. Or Zach. How you doing? Zay. I mean, how you doing, dude? You say that like you're defending them. No, I'm not. I'm just saying that Rockstar can do what they want with their game. It doesn't mean that, you know, that they should have a subscription service. Jason was setting up his criminal empire early. It's a possibility, too. Thank you, Alien, for the super chat. Thank you, dude. Do you have any advice for trying to find a physical copy of Scarface for PC? Probably eBay is probably your best bet. Don't go to Amazon, but look on eBay. There's probably somebody selling it. I mean, Sony could put a stop to it. I don't know if they really can. Can Sony stop games from charging subscription services on there? Because I don't think they can, because there are companies that already charge subscription services on PlayStation games, like Elder Scrolls Online. Elder Scrolls Online, for example, you need to have, you know, PS Plus, but you also need to have an you don't really need the subscription, but playing the game without the subscription is very difficult. So it's yeah. I'm glad online won't be out at launch. Hey Logan, Pizza. Yeah, it will give me time to finish single player too. Yeah. What's up, Pearl? Hope you're having a great day. I am Rayx. How are you, dude? I love you, Jason. Please have my beat. Thank you, Daniel. Send for the super chat. Would the Epsilon program be in Leonida? Yeah, they could come back. Do I still go to the gym? I've been visiting family for some time, but I've been working out in my home gym. So like basement, we got a bunch of workout equipment. I just work out there. Hey, bro, today's my birthday. Happy birthday, sir. Happy birthday, dude. I am Ezekiel. Will the servers crash when GTA Online's launch? Yes, they will. Yes, they will. I know Spec Ops The Line is very dark. I know that. I know that. Yeah. I'm coming. I'm coming. Let me drive the truck. Let me drive it. Oh, God. I'm trying to help, but... God. They're even shooting the body, too. That's just... bottom. I hate the way these hills are set up here. Okay, let me look here. How come Hitler didn't die from the bomb if he was next to the briefcase in the July plot? Was the bomb not effective, though? The bomb was effective. You're talking, I know what you're talking. You're talking about Operation Valkyrie. The reason that Hitler didn't die from the bomb and he only got minor shrapnel wounds is because the bomb was moved at the last minute. There was an officer that actually picked up the briefcase and he actually moved it. And the officer that moved it to the other side of the room, and then because of that, Hitler didn't get blown up by that. That's basically why Hitler didn't die from the bomb blast. Thank you, Dead Blood, for the super chat. But here's the thing: is that Operation Valkyrie, even though Operation Valkyrie was a failure at the end, Operation Valkyrie did succeed in something. And do you know what Operation Valkyrie succeeded in? It succeeded in speeding up Hitler's defeat. That's what it succeeded. So it shortened the war. It did. We don't know by how much, but it definitely did shorten the war. Because when Hitler was in that explosion, what happened is, after that explosion, Hitler basically believed that he was invincible. He believed that he could not be killed. He believed that he could not be defeated. He believed in fate. So Hitler's religious beliefs have never been fully explained. We don't know what his religious views are, but the only thing we do know is that Hitler believed very strongly in fate, and he believed in destiny. And he believed that it was, his destiny and his fate to win and lead Germany. And so when he survived that bomb blast, he basically thought that that was like fate, saving him. And he thought that no matter what, he could not be stopped. And because of this, Hitler started doing a lot of really stupid military decisions. Like what happened with Operation Bagration, which actually happened in that exact same month, Hitler's orders. It was like considered the worst German defeat ever, where the entire German army had been encircled in Eastern Europe, and the Hitler had basically refused to pull them out. Like he said, no, you stand and hold your ground. They got surrounded by the Soviets, boxed in, and completely obliterated. And so that was like right after Operation Valkyrie, Operation Bagration that happened. It was a complete disaster, and so Hitler just kept making more stupid decisions. What Hitler did was, he also increasingly politicized the military. So before that, the Wehrmacht, for example, they had the different standard salute. The SS were the ones that did the Hitler salute. But when after the Valkyrie plot, Hitler made the Wehrmacht start doing the Hitler salute, the Nazi salute, and he replaced the officers with just obedient Nazi officials. And there was a lot of really good commanders that he actually replaced with just yes men, people who were just loyal to him, didn't have as much experience, and that basically shortened the war. So it really so Hitler's Operation Valkyrie in the end did play mind games with Hitler, and it did actually end up shortening the war by a little bit. We don't know exactly how much, but it did shorten the war. Hey Pro, what time in history is your favorite? My favorite time period to always read about is the French Revolution. I like the French Revolution so much because it's that time in history where people basically stood up against the monarchies and said no more of this. Like they stood up these monarchies and these aristocrats that were basically pushing them around, and they said no more of this. No, that's why I've always found interesting with the French Revolution. It's like where the common people finally overthrew the monarchy and the aristocrats. Would you consider doing a playthrough of The Crew 1 Unlimited? If you can set it up on your computer, I highly recommend it. Miles better than The Crew 2. Why is Crew 1 so much better, though, DL Gaming? And didn't the online get shut down for that? We are 5 months away. Yes, less than 5 months away. Like 140-something days until GTA 6 comes out. Your historical info and general knowledge is what makes your gameplay and walkthroughs most appealing for me. Thank you, dude. Thank you, Jason Bourne. You're about to reach rank 1,000. Congratulations, Pearson. PC. Congratulations. My favorite Mafia game? probably Mafia the Old Country, because I just like that time period back then in Sicily. Your guide saved my ass back when I played GTA Online a ton back then. Happy to see you still going strong. Here's some Dosh because you're awesome. Thank you, 2Sniper. Thanks, man. Thank you for the super chat. I hope you check out my guides on GTA 6 when that comes out. Thank you, man. Why do you believe in fate? I don't know if I believe in fate. But I'm saying is, Hitler was absolutely obsessed with fate. That's what he believed in. And he thought that he thought that it was his destiny to win. He thought he was unbeatable, and it backfired on him really badly. Are you 100% sure that the French Revolution was justified in the end? What about Maximilien Robespierre and his reign of terror? I'm just challenging you. Well, Maximilien Robespierre, head of the Jacobins and the Mountain, which the Jacobin party was his party, but also the Mountain, it was like the more extremist part of the Jacobin party. About the French Revolution, here's the thing is the revolution ultimately was a good thing. It did have bad things that happened, like the reign of terror, but about Robespierre is generally, like, probably a very misunderstood person in history. I'm not defending the bad things that he did, obviously, but what a lot of people don't know about Robespierre is that when Robespierre was, like, a younger person, he was actually a pretty good guy when he was a younger person. He wasn't a bad person at all. He was actually a pretty honorable guy. And, like, if you lived in that time period, you would have supported Robespierre when he was, like, coming to power. Like, nobody could picture that, like, what he ended up doing in the end. Like, Robespierre talked about giving the peasants more rights, like that the common, person should have more rights compared to the aristocracy. Robespierre supported, separation of church and state in France, which France has never had that beforehand. He did not think that the religion should play a huge part in the government. Robespierre also abolished slavery. He did. So he wasn't the main guy that abolished slavery. That was like the French national, the National Assembly of France at the time. It was like the parliament, but he was a huge voice in that. And so Robespierre at one point was against the death penalty. He was against it. He didn't believe in the death penalty. So what changed? What happened with Robespierre is that something snapped in him over time, and he basically started going insane. He actually went insane. He snapped. If you really think about it, Dutch, and I've always said this, is that Dutch is very similar to Robespierre, is that both Robespierre and Dutch were revolutionaries. Both of them hated elitists. They both hated these people, these very, rich, powerful people. They were both for the common, people, and both of them ended up getting surrounded by the military and killed. So that's what happened to both of them. So like both of their deaths are actually pretty similar. The only difference is Robespierre got captured and executed later on, but Dutch killed himself. So that's a little bit of the difference there. But with Robespierre, what basically happened is that there was people in France that were plotting with the foreigners to put down the revolution. So like there was people that were plotting with the Prussians, which Prussia was like the largest, most militaristic German state. There was people that were plotting with the Austrians. And what happened is Robespierre voted for the death penalty for the first time when King Louis XVI, when he had tried to flee to Austria. So King Louis XVI, his wife, Marie Antoinette, she was Austrian, and her brother was the leader of Austria. Now, she convinced him to flee across the border and try to get an Austrian army to invade, which that is pretty much treason. When you are trying to go to another country and encourage another country to come and invade and kill your people, that's treason. So what the king and his wife did was treason. And did the king and wife deserve to get executed? They did. Most of the stuff that the king and Marie Antoinette and King Louis were accused of, they were very much guilty of. They were not innocent parties at all. They were fairly guilty in a lot of the stuff they did. The only thing that Marie Antoinette was innocent of that she didn't do, that she was accused of, was when she was accused of molesting her son, which that didn't happen. There's no proof of that. The only reason that she was accused of that charge too was so the revolutionaries can make her look even, more bad. But everything other than that, she was pretty much guilty of that she was charged with. Now, what happened was there was people that were plotting with Austria to invade France. And if you look at it from Robespierre's perspective, the French Revolution was Robespierre's life's work. That was what he spent his entire life doing. That was like his greatest accomplishment, his entire life's work. It was his devotion, was the French Revolution. And his worst nightmare, Robespierre's worst nightmare, is that the French Revolution is ended, the aristocracy comes to power, and the king comes to power, and everything is all for nothing. That was his worst nightmare. And so what ended up happening with Robespierre is that when a lot of these conspirators were caught and they were executed, Robespierre basically started slowly going crazy over time. He became more paranoid, he became more unstable, and he basically believed that if you are not with me, you are counter-revolutionary. That is how Robespierre basically saw it. If you're not with me 100% on everything, you are counter-revolutionary. Like, it got so bad where Robespierre basically was like, if you are wearing nice clothes, you could be accused of being a member of the aristocracy and executed just for that. So Robespierre just basically went mad in the end. He even tried to create his own religion. It was called the Cult of the Supreme Being. So he basically went mad in the end. Something just snapped in him. He went insane. It's really a shame because Robespierre was a very intelligent man at first. He was actually a pretty good leader at first, but unfortunately, he just went insane. He snapped. Something just changed in him, and he just became a very ruthless guy over time. And he deserved to get executed. Robespierre deserved his death in the end. He did. But that's what people don't understand about people like Robespierre is that you have people like Stalin, for example, Hitler, like, you have people like that, like Mao Zedong, like, these people were always evil. They were always bad people from their younger days all the way up until their death. Like, Hitler was like a raging ultranationalist even when he was younger, even before he came to power. So, Robespierre, for example, when he was younger, he was a good person. He was honorable, he believed in, equality for the peasantry. He was against, the church having so much power in the government. He was against monarchy. He was against special privileges. He believed in freedom of religion, freedom of speech. He abolished slavery. So, he stood on a lot of really good things. But it was just unfortunate that just over time, the guy went insane. He snapped, and that happened. So if Robespierre never went crazy, if he never went crazy and started killing people in the Reign of Terror, he would have gone down in history as one of the greatest leaders ever. If he never went insane. But that was, in the end, that was what his legacy was. It was the Reign of Terror. That's what he was known for. So if you look at it from his perspective, he was going insane. He believed that there was these conspirators that were trying to destroy the French Revolution, and to a degree, he was right. That there was people that were plotting to end the French Revolution. There was a conspiracy against the revolution, but the conspiracy didn't have thousands of people involved. It maybe had a few hundred people involved, definitely not thousands. So there was a lot of innocent people that were killed as a result of Robespierre's Reign of Terror. So that's basically the whole backstory on it. The revolution was justified in the end. It was ultimately a good thing, but it was just at times it went too far, especially what Robespierre snapped and he went a bit insane. I hope that I explained that too much there. I know I talked a little bit there. I do like French history, so that's like one of my favorite countries to read about their history is France. So that's generally why I like that time period a lot too. Let me see here. Hey Pro, I have a question for you. When Michelle dated Nico so she can gain information in real life, what she did, would that be illegal? Not necessarily. It really depends on. And thank you, Life of Mikey. It really depends on what they're doing. She was like an undercover agent or something like that, like, hanging out with somebody and like even trying to gather information. It's a gray area, but it's like if she like asks Nico, for example, like, where are you from? What have you done and stuff like that, and Nico just willingly tells her, there's really nothing illegal about that. So that's that. What characters do you think could show up in GTA 6 like cameos? Phil Bell from GTA 4, Jimmy from GTA 5, El Rubio from GTA 5 or GTA Online. Who else could make? Maybe Luis Lopez. Um, Wait, what do you mean, Shiny Knight? What face cam shadow? The Crew, a thrilling and edgy revenge thriller story with street racing. The Crew 2 Forza Horizon, but set in the entire USA sanitized. Oh, so there's actually a story to it. Okay, DL Gaming. Thank you. Bro, if Hitler is a bad guy, why do people like him? for the same reason that people like Stalin. It's there are very evil people in history, and people even to this day still look up to them and they still like them. You know, there are plenty of people that admire Stalin and they like Stalin. Like, for example, if you look at the country of India, the Communist Party in India, the leader of the party is actually Stalin. That's what he named. He named himself Stalin. He changed his name to Stalin, and they have like statues to Stalin. Even though, like, you know, people in India, they or I should say in the Communist Party of India, they have no idea about the destruction and the death that Stalin did in the Soviet Union and also in Eastern Europe. So there are a lot of times it's ignorance. It's ignorance, but it's also that people a lot of times believe in that ideology. So, you know, who thinks that Stalin is a good leader? Communists. You know, who thinks that Hitler is a good leader? Neo-Nazis. So it's always the people with the political agenda of that same, like, evil man that end up liking him, and they make excuses. You know, they'll make excuses. Like, you know, I've heard communists say that that Stalin didn't kill all these people, the gulags didn't exist. Like, I've heard people say stuff like that, like, you know, make dumb comments like that. And then the same thing, you have the neo-Nazis who will, like, deny the Holocaust, and they'll say that stuff didn't happen. So, like, you have these ignorant, dumb people, they worship these evil men, and they just make excuses for them. Hey, Pro, I don't know if I can play okay today. I'm doing DoorDash, and I did 12 hours night shift last night at my workplace. Sorry. It's okay, Nikki. You don't have to apologize. Thank you for the super chat. You know, and the thing is, I'll tell you this, guys. There are so many. Let me see. I'll get to the boat. There are so many people that so easily fall for propaganda. You would be surprised how easily people can fall for propaganda. Like when I was in high school, I remember that in 12th grade government class, I had this one kid that was making fun of me. And he basically said to me, and I'll never forget what he said. He said to me that Polish people are idiots because they charge German tanks with horses. That's what he said. And I literally said to him that he's a useful idiot. And he didn't understand what I meant by that when I called him a useful idiot. What a useful idiot basically is it's those people that basically blindly follow like a regime, and they blindly believe all the propaganda and they don't do any research for themselves. That's what a useful idiot is. It's people that basically just follow these regimes around and they don't do their own research. They blindly believe the propaganda. And I told him that he just fell for Nazi propaganda, and he was like, "What do you mean?" And I said to him, "That didn't happen." And he's like, no, it did happen. There was Polish cavalrymen that died in World War II. And I said, yes, there was Polish cavalrymen that died in World War II, but they never charged German tanks. That never happened. So there are a lot of people, even to this day, like really dumb people, that think that the Polish actually charged German tanks with cavalry, like with horses. They think that actually happened. That never happened. That did not happen. That is actually a Nazi propaganda story. The Nazis were the ones who created that story. They created that story, and they spread that around. It came from Nazi Germany. That did not come from the Polish. That came from Nazi Germany. What the background behind that story, what happened was, Poland had one of the largest cavalry armies in Europe before World War II. And the reason that Poland relied so much on cavalry is because Poland did not have the manufacturing that like Germany had for tanks. So Poland, while they did have tanks, they relied heavily on cavalry. Now, they never used cavalry to charge tanks. However, though, they did use cavalry to overrun infantry positions. That they still did that in World War II. Now, what happened was when Germany invaded Poland in September of 1939, there was Polish cavalry units that charged against German infantry. They waited until the German infantry were in the forest, in the woods, where they wouldn't be in the open, and then they charged them with cavalry. That did happen. But here's what ended up happening. The Germans then sent the half-tracks in. Now, the half-tracks aren't tanks. They're basically just armored vehicles that, send troops around. And the half-tracks had MG-34s on them. When those half-tracks came in with the MG-34s, they started gunning down a lot of the Polish cavalry, and the Polish cavalry retreated and ran away. Some of them died from those MG-34s. Now, what ended up happening is an Italian reporter, because Italy was an ally of Germany at that time, an Italian reporter came by, and when the Italian reporter took pictures, he found dead Polish cavalrymen, and then there was a German tank column that was coming through that area. That German tank column came later. It did not attack those Polish cavalrymen. The half-tracks were the ones who killed them, not the tanks. Now, what ended up happening is that Italian reporter created an article, and he said that Polish cavalry charged German tanks. And then the Nazis basically took that story and then they spread it around and they said that the Polish, charged, German tanks with cavalry, when in reality the whole thing didn't happen. It was complete false. And anybody who believes that, who thinks that the Polish had like charged the Germans with cavalry, those people fell for Nazi propaganda, because that's misinformation. That did not happen. That shows you how effective propaganda is. That even 80 years later after this whole thing happened, there are still people who believe this propaganda. So like that shows you how effective propaganda can be. That it can spread misinformation. That people even so many decades later can still believe it, even when it's been proven false time and time again. See here. Thank you, Ender. Gilly Master wants me to ask you, would you rather get $5 million in 1 year or get $1 in 5 million years? What? What kind of question is that? Well, a dollar in 5 million years might be worth a ton of money, because like we won't be using that same currency. It will be considered like ancient money. But I'm not going to be alive in 5 million years, so I'd rather have $5 million in 1 year. Thank you, Ender Crafter, for the super chat. I appreciate you helping. No problem. I have Discord? Yeah, I use Discord sometimes. It didn't have the makings of Varsity Athlete. Thank you, 56 Versetti. Thank you for the super chat. Do you think griefing other people's cargo is okay now because GTA 6 is coming out? My friend said that's a dick thing to do, but they do it to me. It's okay. If somebody destroys your cargo, right, and you see that exact same person selling in the lobby later on, or a different lobby, and it was like a person who destroyed your cargo previously, I'm not gonna say that it's the right thing to do, but what I will say is that I wouldn't really care if that griefer's cargo got blown up. However, though, if you use that same logic and you say like, oh, other people destroy cargo, so now I have the right to destroy other people's cargo. No, that's a stupid argument, because that person didn't do anything. That person didn't cause you any harm. And it's basically like, GTA is one of those few games where you can spend like hours and hours and hours doing something and then lose it in a minute. That's what GTA 6 is, or GTA Online is like. And I will say this, whenever I've had my cargo destroyed in GTA Online, it was never the money. It was never the money that got me mad when I got cargo destroyed. It was always the time. That's what always got me mad, because I would spend hours and hours and hours, running a business, only to basically have my time wasted. That is basically what pisses me off the most when I get cargo blown up. It's the time wasted. It's not even the money, it's the time. And that is, and so, like, it's not really an excuse. I will tell you this. I remember, what was it, like a couple years ago, when I was doing a GTA Online stream, like it went on for like a couple weeks, and then eventually it stopped. But there was this idiot that was trying to cancel me on GTA Online, because there was one guy who asked me a question in a stream once, and he asked me, have you ever intentionally destroyed cargo? And I replied very honestly, and I said, yes, one time. There was one time where I intentionally blew up somebody's cargo, and I did it. There was other times where it was accidents, where it's like, I accidentally blew up people's cargo, like flipping vehicles or like crashing in the water and stuff. Not intentional. But there was only really one time where I blew up somebody's cargo on purpose. It was a van, like he was driving to a warehouse that had like 3 crates in it, and I blew it up. And it was like in 2016, so it was like, over 10 years ago. It was right when the update came out. Now you're probably wondering, why did I blow up this guy's cargo? The reason I blew up this guy's cargo was because I was helping my friend source cargo, and what happened is, when we were sourcing the cargo and driving the vans back to the warehouse, guess what? This idiot comes out of nowhere and just blows up the van. And then 30 minutes later, that same guy was actually moving like a cargo to his warehouse, and I got pissed. I got into my jet, and I came over and I blew him up, and I destroyed his cargo. I did that in retaliation. Now, even after that, I felt bad. Even after that, even though this guy had like blown up my friend's cargo earlier, I felt bad that I blew up this guy's cargo after, because it's like 2 wrongs don't really necessarily make a right. At least that's the way that I see it. So it was that. But when I said that story, there was so many people that were like calling me a hypocrite, and there was like people in the comment section all on my videos just spamming saying, "Oh, professional admitted to blowing up cargo. He's a hypocrite. He griefed somebody," when it was something that literally happened over 10 years ago, and it was one time. And I haven't done it ever since then. It would make me a hypocrite if I condemned destroying cargo, but I still did it. That would make me a hypocrite. But it's like something I only did once 10 years ago, and it was because a guy did it first to my friend and blew up his cargo, so I did it in retaliation. But that is but it was like for weeks. It was going on for weeks where people were like coming in the streams, they were leaving comments saying he's a hypocrite, blah blah blah. Eventually it died down and it stopped. But it was so stupid that people were getting mad at me over that. When literally I literally explained the situation to them, and I told them exactly what happened. It wasn't some random innocent guy. It was some guy that blew up my friend's cargo. And I could have lied and I could have said I never blew up cargo. But I was very honest and I said exactly what happened. I said one time I blew up somebody's cargo because they blew up my friend's cargo. And so I was pissed and I got them back for that. That was what that was. Will I ever stream the Ace Combat X Skies of Deception? Ace Combat X, isn't that the one where you fight Lisaf? Is that one Lisaf where you fight that one, right? Thank you, Skyfighter, for the super chat. I sent links via Discord, so you can keyword try to set up the Crew Unlimited, a free community-led fan preservation project that revives the Crew 1. Okay, I'll take a look at it. I'll take a look at it later. DL Gaming, thank you for the super chat. Thanks, man. Napoleon Bonaparte, tyrant or hero? He's a mix. Napoleon did some pretty bad things, but he also did some good things. So he's a mixed bag. The Napoleon is nowhere near as evil as Hitler. Like Hitler is like 100 times worse than him. But like Napoleon did do some questionable things at times too. But he also did some pretty good things. The best way that I would use to describe Napoleon, like the best way if I was to describe him, is that Napoleon is really no less evil than all the other people he fought against. He's no less evil than the British monarchy or the Russian monarchy. Even the Russian monarchy, you could argue, is way worse than him. So it was like, really, the people that he fought against were really just as bad as him or even worse. So that's what I would say about Napoleon, the best way to describe him. If you destroy someone else's cargo, then don't expect not to be punished for your actions. You gave him punishment that fit the crime. Don't feel bad. Well, thank you, Alien. Thank you for the super chat. You know, I'll tell you guys something really stupid that happened. A couple years ago, when I was streaming in those public sessions, right? We were doing a sale, and while we were doing a sale, a guy actually tried to blow up. I'm pretty sure it was a tugboat. I think it was a boat mission, so I'm pretty sure it was a tugboat. It was like 111 crates, and a guy really tried to blow up the boat. It was like a guy in the lobby. And what happened is, after the guy tried to blow up, we stopped him, so he didn't blow up the cargo. And then afterwards, I had like 20 friends in there, so it was like majority of the lobby was my friends, like more than 20 people. Everybody was just ganging up on this guy, like everybody, like literally the whole almost the entire lobby was just killing this one guy. Just kept killing him. Like everybody was working together just to keep killing this guy. Every single time the guy respawned, like he would just get blown up. And what happened is then the guy sends me a message, which I'm assuming he was watching my stream. And he sends me a message and he accuses me of bullying him. And he basically says to me, he's like, I was just playing the game and you guys are just constantly killing me and like attacking me and stuff like that. It's like, dude, it's literally, you sat there and you tried to blow up like 111 crates. It's like everybody in the lobby is just doing nothing but helping each other. It's a peaceful lobby, and then you come in here and you try to blow people's cargo up, which took like, if 111 crates takes around 6 to 7 hours to fill up, and that's if you're quick. If you're slow, it can take up to 10 hours to fill up. And so like he tried to destroy like possibly 10 hours of work, and then he's like, oh, you're bullying me, you guys are killing me, leave me alone and stuff like that. It's like, literally, dude, you literally try to blow up people's cargoes. Like, I don't feel bad for you at all at this point. It's like, literally, if you blow up somebody's cargo and like everybody in the lobby is like blowing you up at that point, that's your own fault. It's like nobody would have been blowing you up if you would have just sat there and minded your own business. Even if you could have even asked somebody to help you sell your stuff, and they would have joined you and helped you sell your stuff, but instead you decided to be toxic and you decided to try to blow people's cargo up, and then, you know, you shouldn't be surprised. And, you know, one of my favorite sayings, you know what one of my favorite sayings is? One of my favorite sayings is, don't start a fight you can't finish. That's literally one of my favorite sayings. It's a great saying. It is, don't start a fight you can't finish. One of the best sayings ever. Oh wow, large super chat. Largest super chat today. What, is that the Norwegian currency? Hey Pro, I've been burned out from playing GTA Online so much that it makes me demotivated for playing. Even if I try to grind money, I'm getting sick of tired of doing the same grinding mission that it makes my head crazy. I hope they cut the grind. And I'm with you on that, Tree Shock. Tree Shock, did you watch my video on how to make GTA 6 Online less grindy? I made a video about that, like a couple, like 2 months ago. I think it was April. It was the end of April when I made that video. But, that one, like, I explained how, like, GTA 6 should be focused on role-playing, and not, like, grinding. But, yeah, that's, oh, I was right, it is in Norwegian money, okay. But, yeah, that's what I think. I think that GTA 6 should really be focused on role-playing, like, actually feel like you're playing as an actual criminal. My girlfriend just broke up with me. Watching your stream helps during this tough time. Well, I'm sorry to hear about that, Nicholas. Thank you for sponsoring me for 2.5 years. If you ever want to talk to me, you can. I'm sorry, dude. I hope you feel better. You will find someone else for you. I wouldn't worry about it. I'm sorry, dude. I know it hurts. I want both grindy and roleplay. Give me a choice. Well, I guess we could have both, Logan, but I think that if it becomes grindy, I don't think it really can be roleplay, because I don't think you can really make it roleplay if it's grindy. I don't think you really can, because they both kind of cancel out each other when you think about it. When do you think the trailer for the new DLC will come out? Probably, early July. Oh, crap. Oh. How long do you think it would take for PC version to be released? I don't like waiting forever. I think that PC version is probably gonna come out, around April. That's what I would say. Half a year. I don't think it's gonna be, like, a full year. I think it'll probably be half a year. At least that's what I think. Thank you, Danny K, for the super chat. What the? Is that a helicopter, hail? Fire Festival? What's that? It was blocking my way. Oh, it's okay, Brandon. Yeah, Napoleon's greatest achievement was pulling Europe into a more modern era. He was responsible for the Napoleonic Code, and the Napoleonic Code to this day is still used. So, like, the Napoleonic Code was a much more superior set of laws compared to, you know, the feudal medieval laws. Like, they were Renaissance laws, I should say. They were just nonsense. A what? Self-aware? I know what libertarian is. I don't know what the other word is. They need to shove the futuristic crap where the sun don't shine. Thank you, Skyfighter. Thanks for the super chat, man. Thank you, dude. 5 years ago, when the Cayo Perico heist released, me and my friend are minding our own business. Some idiots constantly killing me and sending me a text 1-0. Those people are really stupid, Pierston. Ignore them. Like, those people, it's not even worth talking to those people. But, like, the thing that you can, if you want to piss the people off, like those 1-0 people, the best way to piss them off is just kill them once, and then right after you kill them once, just go right into passive mode and just write to them 1-1. That's, like, the best way to piss them off. It'll make them so mad. And also, do you know what the best way to kill those people is? The people who constantly easy way out, like blow themselves up. You know what the best way to get them is? Is what you do is you go into your submarine, right? Hide underwater, and you put on like a thermal helmet, because the thermal helmet, it works in the submarine. And what you do after you put the thermal helmet on, this is very important here, is you service the submarine just a little bit, and you fire the missiles, and you can use that with thermal. And make sure that you're within range of the griefer, and they won't see the missile coming. They don't know that it's coming, so like they'll be running around the street. Like if you come right towards them, they'll be ready to easy way out. But if you just fire that missile and you get them, they won't see that coming, and it'll count as like a kill. And then just message them 1-1. Like I've done that before. Like if I encounter those people that like constantly easy way out, just go in my submarine, put on a thermal helmet, and just fire the missile like across the map, and I'll just blow them up. And they get so mad when that happens. Like they get so irritated. It won't happen, but do you think GTA 6 should be free? No, it's still a game that they worked hard for. They shouldn't make a game, free. But, or you're talking about online. GTA 6 Online, yes, it should be free. Yes, if you're paying $80 for the game, GTA 6 Online should definitely be included and should be free. Yes. Were there any Japanese who were against Imperial Japan during World War II? Somewhat. But the thing about that is the greatest resistance that you had against Japan was from Japanese Americans. Like there was a lot of Japanese Americans that were very loyal to the United States, and there was like Japanese Americans that translated for like Japanese prisoners, and there was also Japanese Americans that fought in the Italian campaign. So like that happened. Fire Festival was a scam festival that was set up by Billy McFarland and Ja Rule. A lot of problems, but not many talk about Ja Rule's involvement. How was the scam though, Alien? Thank you for the super chat. Okay, let's see here now. Napoleon ended a 1,000-year reign. Yes, the Holy Roman Empire. Napoleon abolished it. That is true. The Battle of Austerlitz. It was the end of the Holy Roman Empire. Thank you, Extreme and Pierston. And Alien. After everything veterans threw away in World War II, do you think it was for nothing because we still hear rumors of war? That famous video of a veteran fighting off... What? He fought so it couldn't happen? Dead Blood, I don't know what you're talking about there. Thank you for the super chat, but... Look, I have, I've seen, like, really dumb comments of people that, really dumb comments of people that say that, like, that if Germany, like, won World War II, for example, that, like, the world would have been a better place. No, it would not have. There would have been entire peoples that would have been genocided, wiped out. Like, a lot of people don't know this, but if Germany had, like, won World War II, the Poles would not exist. Ukrainians wouldn't exist. Russians wouldn't exist. Belarusians wouldn't exist. The Czechs wouldn't exist. The Slovaks wouldn't exist. The Serbs wouldn't exist. Maybe the only Slavs that might have been spared might have been the Croatians and the Slovakians, because a lot of them had collaborated with the Nazis. But literally, is everyone else the Nazis had planned to mass murder and kill all the Jewish people in Europe, but they also planned on eventually killing all the Slavic people. Like, the Nazis thought that Slavs were inferior to them. So, like, Hitler's plan for Eastern Europe was he was going to colonize Eastern Europe. He was going to wipe out the Poles, the Russians, Ukrainians, Belarusians, and he was going to, what they were going to do is they were going to kill a lot of them off, they were going to enslave some of them, and then the rest of them they were going to deport past the Urals. So, like, those countries would not exist anymore today. Like, if it was, if the Nazis had won the war. Like, people don't realize that the amount of scale that, like, the bloodbath that would have happened if the Nazis had, like, won the war. So many people that would have been dead. And a lot of people that are alive today would not be alive today if the Nazis had won the war. Like, a lot of their family members would have been killed back then. Pro, would Lincoln trust Henry Tomasino if he lived? I don't think that Lincoln really trusts anyone unless they give him a reason to trust them. Thank you, Tommy Angelo. I hope you understand that they're dead blood. Thank you for the super chat, but... Enter a truck. Okay, let's get one here. Did I ever tell you I'm agnostic now? No, you didn't, Cayman. Well, that's my religious views, too. Thank you for the super chat. Worst part about summer is the bugs. Yeah, too. I can't stand the bugs, too. Do I watch any sports? I've been watching the World Cup. I've been watching that. I watched the South Africa and Canada game earlier today. Thank you again, Free Shock, for that large donation today. What's my favorite GTA Easter egg? Probably the Heart of Liberty in GTA 4. Thank you, SI Vlog. You are my favorite GTA YouTuber among them all for updates, etc. But why is it we talk about World War II? I see I am half Polish, half Russian, and due to World War II, I ended up in Poland, but lots of family in Russia. Well, people were asking me questions about World War II just now earlier. Well, I'll answer really anything that people talk about. Like, I've talked about, like, streams where I talk about retail history, you know, GTA, did different things. Like, I'm really read anything, answer anything. Oh, thank you, Tree Shock, again. Another donation. I hope GTA 6 Online has crossplay. If not, then I'm only one who's gonna play alone. I don't have any PlayStation friends I can play with. Oh. I hope it's crossplay. I can play with you too, Tree Shock. What are you playing on? I'm assuming Xbox then? Thank you for the super chat, man. Did I also answer your question, Deadblood? Are you still here? What's my favorite food? Sushi.
Oopsie.
What do you think of the Transformers franchise? I'm not that much into it. I watched it when I was younger, but I didn't like it that much actually. I didn't. I felt like half the movie was Shia LaBeouf just screaming. Like I really felt like half the movie was him just screaming. So that's like he was just screaming, screaming, screaming. So I didn't like it too much. Which GTA character has the happiest ending in the HD universe? It's the HD universe. I think the happiest ending is probably what Luis Lopez has. Then it has to be GTA 5's ending. Can you help me sell as well? Sure. Oh, help special cargo. Wait, we got another. I just realized they activated another sale. I had a girlfriend 2 years ago. Today I found out she's with somebody double her age. She also has a baby that she tried to unalive. Her my ex, my best friend told me, oh my god. What U.S. president did Kim Il-sung hate the most? Probably Truman. Because Truman fought directly against him. Do I watch UFC? Not really. I did watch that fight with like a month and a half ago. The Chechen guy versus Sean. Versus Sean. I'm trying to remember the name. Chermayev was his name, I think. Great. Why is the Battle of Brisbane called a battle even though it was just a riot? It's because it happened between two friendly armies, and I guess that's why it's referred to as a battle. Hamzat versus Strickland. Okay, yes. That was it. Sean Strickland and... I was probably thinking of someone else, but I did watch that fight, and he lost by decision at the end. Why is the Korean War the forgotten war the way it is? It's because it was overshadowed by the Vietnam War, which came later, and also because it happened right after World War II, so a lot of people just forget about it. Do I think the CIA killed JFK? It's definitely a possibility. Damn, I just keep crashing like a moron today. Someone has their yacht defense on? Who? Can everybody in this lobby please check if you have your yacht defenses on? Turn that off if you do, because it risks cargo getting destroyed, because if somebody's flying a plane, it could blow up their cargo. Do you mute the radio for your streams? I have to, because if I don't, I'm gonna get a copyright claim. Yes, Caton, I know that. Okay, what's the best solo heist, Pro? It's, Cayo Perico. I think Cayo Perico is really the only solo heist you can do. We're not going to physically own GTA 6 in the foreseeable future. No, probably not. You know the crazy thing is, people are actually selling GTA 6 on eBay already, and they're trying to scalp it, even though it's digital only. What would Truman think of Reagan, Bush, and Clinton? Well, he probably wouldn't like them. Truman was for containment. He wasn't really for intervention. I don't like the heat. I'm not a fan of the heat. Did it happen again, Brandon? I hope, I want GTA 6 Online to be free, but GTA 6 is probably, it's never gonna be free. No, it's okay, it's okay there, Cayman. Bro, there was a World War II veteran crying, saying that the U.S. is going to hell because of what is happening in America today is not what he fought for. That's what I meant if World War II was for nothing. No, no, I get what you mean now here. No, what people don't understand, I think I know the video that you're talking about. I think I know. I think, didn't it happen like a couple years ago? Wasn't the video like a couple years ago? It was like an older guy, he was like in a Marine uniform, right? He was sitting down, he was crying. I think I know what you're talking about. Was that the video? About that guy is, when that guy, when that guy said that he didn't fight for this, he was not in any way like defending Nazi Germany or saying that it wasn't worth fighting World War II or anything like that. That's not what he was talking about. He was more just disappointed in, you know, he fought for this country, he believed in this country, and that, you know, this is the way this country is today. That's more what he was just, you know, sad the state of the Americas, and he wasn't like defending Nazi Germany or any way. He was just basically saying, like, you know, I fought for this country in World War II, and, you know, now that, you know, look at the things that's going on in this country. That was more of what he was saying. He wasn't like defending the Nazis or anything like that. That was I think I know what you're talking about. I think I saw the video. It was like an old guy. He was sitting down, right, in a Marine outfit, like the traditional Marine uniform, and he was I think I know the video you're talking about. There was also a similar video where there was a British World War II veteran. He went on Good Morning Britain, and I think he said the exact same thing. Okay. To get this truck, we're gonna get one here. Is this your last sale? GTA 6, I think, will be a great game. What are you doing for the 4th of July? We'll do a live stream on 4th of July. We'll probably play War of Rights. Are you on the PlayStation Pro? Hey, sir, Saraza, yes, I am on the play. No, wait, actually, this is regular PS5 that I'm on right now. I have a PS Pro, but this one is regular PS5 that I'm on. You're right, mate. It was on Remembrance Day. So yeah, I remember the video there. But like I know my dad, for example, like I kind of understand where those veterans are coming from, because even though my dad is not, my dad didn't fight in World War II or anything like that, but uh, my dad is an older guy. My dad is in his 70s. He's about to be 80, and he my dad told me, like, he's told me like a few times, he's like, you know, you kids have it a lot worse than us. Like, my dad said that to me. He said that that like back in his day, like, you know, 80s, you know, that you could go into a diner in America and, you know, you could buy, like, you know, a ham sandwich, you get eggs, a coffee, only for a few bucks. And he said that your money, you made less money back then, sure, than you do today, but the money also had more value to it. He said it was easier to buy a home, interest rates weren't as bad. You know, he just told me life was just much more affordable. It was better. But he said, like, everything is just so expensive now. Everything is out of control. Oh crap, cops. Are you the youngest child? Yes, I am. I have a half brother and a half sister, but I don't live with them. I see your chat, Shiny Knight.
How can I help you? Call me back when you figured out
Thank
how
you
that
for getting rid of the
brain
cops.
works.
And you know, this, I'll tell you this, I have, um, I have two rental properties, right? And, in those two rental properties, I've been renting them out for years. And in those two rentals, I've never once raised the rent. I've never done that. And my tenant's lease is about to expire in September, and I'm gonna give them like another 2 years, and they will it'll be the exact same rent again. And it's like I don't need that much money. I make plenty of money already, and it's like why would I raise the rent on somebody? It's like that could be the difference between somebody, you know, buying groceries and paying their rent. So I'm not going to do that to somebody. So I've always kept the rent the exact same price for years. I've never changed it. People do really appreciate that. Like whenever I tell them that I'm not increasing the rent, they always get so happy every time. You know, that's the thing is that, you know, as in business, you know, in business, your goal is to make money in business, but I think that there's something that people miss a lot of times and they forget about, and I think the thing people forget about is honor. I think it's honor, and I value honor a lot. I think honor is very important, and I think that people do not have honor any today as much as they did back in the day. I think back in the day people had way more honor than they do today. Like I think people are always gonna constantly try to pull something on you these days. You know, one of the few what was it? I remember there was this TV show that I watched. There was this TV show that I watched when I was a kid. It's not on anymore. I think the two guys aren't working together anymore. I think maybe one of them, I think, passed away. Somebody might know in the comments. But when I was a kid, I used to watch this show called American Pickers, and it was these two guys from Iowa, and they would go around to like farms and like older buildings and like older homes, and they would ask people if they could look at their garage for like stuff that they could buy, like older stuff from the 50s, 40s, and stuff like that. And a lot of times, a lot of these old people had stuff that was valuable from like the 50s and 40s, like historical things. And what these guys would do is they would buy it from them and then they would resell it. And a lot of times is when these two guys would go in and they would like look in the garages of these old people, like they would find something like really rare. Like they might find like a Coca-Cola machine from like the 50s, and they might ask the person like, you know, how much do you want for this? And the person would be like, oh, $50. And then they realize the machine is worth like thousands of dollars, and they say to them like, you know, hey, you know, I'm not gonna give you $50 for this. I'll give you a few $100 for this. Like, so like they gave them more than what the thing was worth because they knew that it was worth a lot more money. And that was a lot of people would take advantage of that situation. A lot of people would take advantage of those old people. But like when I watch a show like that, like at least it gives me some hope that there's still some good people out there that don't take advantage of people and are, at least have some honor and integrity in them. But unfortunately, there are so many people these days that they don't have honor, they don't have integrity, and they don't care about stuff like that. Like there are people that try to rationalize it in their twisted minds. They'd be like, oh, you know, if they got scammed, it's their own fault. They didn't do the research. That's how these people think. They think, oh, it's their fault if they got scammed. It's not my fault. They should have done the research. That's how these people think. Like they don't have any honor and integrity or anything like that. Without the mask and jacket, you look like Gus Fring. Also, if they add a business, I hope it's something to do with boats in GTA Online, because they need something with boat upgrades and customization. I will tell you this though, dude, Skyfighter, I have wanted a naval update for a long time. I really have. And I wanted like a naval business, like a business that we could actually make money from on the water, like smuggling drugs and stuff like that, speedboats and other things, and other military vehicles. But that's not coming. It's not going to come out. People thought it would come out right after Smuggler's Run. But I will say at this point, dude, the best chances of that happening is in GTA 6. In GTA 6 Online, I think we'll probably get a naval update in GTA 6 Online, because in GTA 6 Online there's gonna be islands, where there's really almost no islands in GTA 5. Like, there's these small little, like, rock formations in GTA 5, but there aren't, like, actual islands of, like, towns and cities and stuff like that on them. But in GTA 6, there's gonna be, like, actual islands with cities and towns on them. So, like, there's gonna be, like, there's gonna be much more to use boats. There's gonna be much more bigger reason to use boats, where GTA 5, you don't really have a reason to use boats. So that's, I think that in GTA 5 they'll do it Skyfighter. I see your comment, Shiny Knight. What's up, dude? You're a good man. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Which is badass, Psycho, Laugh, Majima, or Joker? Well, I think I kind of like Majima's laugh, because Majima's not generally like a bad person. Was Truman's bombing of North Korea brutal? Of course it was, at times. But, I mean, you know, that whole war was started by North Korea at the same time, though, Hamzat. You have to understand that. Do you understand why Nixon did what he did? What are you talking about? Are you talking about Watergate? What are you talking about exactly? Nixon did what he did. The mask is so scary. Thank you. I used to have like a Gus Fring outfit on the playthrough, or on the when I did the chicken farm, you know, heist. By the way, look at this, guys. See this? I can actually drive with one hand. It's a little harder, but I've trained myself to be able to do it just fine. Brake, I can turn it, everything. The thing about Nixon is, Nixon was a very Nixon was a very intelligent president. Very intelligent. He's a very smart person. Nixon was not a stupid person by any means. People think that he was a dumb person. He was not a dumb person by any means. The thing I'll say about Nixon is Nixon's biggest mistake. I don't think the worst thing that Nixon did was Watergate. I don't even think the worst thing he did was Watergate. I think the worst thing that Nixon did was siding with Pakistan in the 1971 India-Pakistan War. So what basically happened in 1971 was that India was being much more pro-Soviet than pro-America, and that pissed Nixon off really badly. And so what ended up happening is when Bangladesh, which was part of Pakistan at that point, Bangladesh was rebelling, and Pakistan invaded Bangladesh, and what Pakistan was doing is they were committing genocide inside Bangladesh, like they were killing a lot of people. Nixon, what he did was he sent battleships into the water to basically threaten India and tell India to stop, because India attacked Pakistan when that happened, and India was kind of justified in defending Bangladesh, because Pakistan was really attacking them and killing them, so Nixon sided with Pakistan, like a country that was, committing genocide on the Bangladeshis at that point, and this basically alienated India. And then the Soviets sent like submarines to defend India, and that basically what Nixon did was he basically made the Indians even more pro-Soviet, and it backfired on him really badly. It was like, and there's a lot of Indians to this day that they have not forgotten that. They still remember that. They basically they're very pissed off at America for that. Very, very angry at America. So like that was probably Nixon's worst mistake. He sided with Pakistan in that 71 war. But Nixon, I will say about him is that Nixon is not a dumb person. Nixon was actually a very intelligent person. Nixon, for example, one thing that he was very intelligent on is in the 1990s when Russia had when Russia had basically collapsed, or the Soviet Union had collapsed, what happened was Nixon had said that now we need to reach out to Russia. We need to like make deals with them, give them like aid packages and money. And normally I'm against foreign aid. I don't like sending money to other countries. But in that aspect, it was probably one of the few times where it was justified in history, is that if America would have reached out to Russia in like the 90s, send them like aid packages to help them rebuild their country and like build friendships with Russia, Russia would not have turned out the way that it was. And so Nixon said, if we don't help Russia now, if we don't help them rebuild, the Russians are really poor. In the 1990s, the Russians were really poor. They were very poor. Very, very poor. They had almost nothing. And he said, if we don't help Russia right now, the Russians, because they're so poor and desperate, are going to turn to some dictator in the future. And that dictator is going to basically blame all of Russia's problems on America. And it's going to create another enemy. And then we're going to have to deal with another enemy. And nobody listened to Nixon at that time. Everybody ignored Russia. Nobody bothered helping Russia. And Russia had to rebuild on its own. And the Russians got really pissed off at the West. They blamed the West for a lot of their problems. And then you see what ended up happening with Russia later on. So, like, Nixon completely predicted everything that would happen with Russia. Like, he called it. He was 100% spot on that. So, Nixon was not a stupid person. He wasn't a good person either, but he wasn't a stupid person. He was very, very intelligent in how he predicted it. Nixon didn't like Israel. Yeah, that is true. Nixon was probably one of the presidents that was not as friendly to Israel as some of the other presidents. Like, Nixon said very plainly, he said that Israel interferes in American elections. Like, he said that. So he said that in interviews, and he said that he's tried to stop it at times. He says that Israeli foreign policy does not always align with American foreign policy. So yes, that is true. Nixon did say that Israel interferes in American elections. That was decades ago, but he was right on that. Okay, let me see who am I going to help here next. Got any 4th of July plans? Yes, I will be doing a stream on War of Rights probably. I'll probably do that. Hey, how you doing? I know you are a big fan of Mega Man Legends. It would be awesome to see you play classic Mega Man. Yeah, I would be open to playing them one day. Let's help him with his business here. Let's help him sell. Thank you, Hello World. Do you think they'll bring the Oppressor Mark II into GTA 6 online? Love the content, man. No, I don't think so. I think they learned their lesson from it at least then. What is the most American game you can think of that you played? The most American game ever? Give me a minute. I gotta think about that. Like, the most American game? Let me think here. Bro, how do you know how much history you know is incredible? Thank you, dude. Thank you, man. Wait, what do you mean, Dana? Poland committed crimes against different countries when it invaded them, but I'm not aware of it of it happening on a large scale. So Poland has the Polish Lithuanian Commonwealth did commit crimes against other countries. It oppressed and attacked other countries. It happened in the past. The countries that Poland was like beefing with in the past, it was like Poland had like a pretty big war with Russia in the 1600s, and that was mostly started by Poland. But then the wars that happened later on in the 1700s that were mostly Russia's fault. So that was there was times where the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth did bad things. It's not like it was a country that was immune from doing bad things or even killing people. It did happen. And despite all the controversy, BS, do you think GTA 6 will be a good game? Yeah, I think it will. maybe we were too harsh on Russia. I think that literally, if I could go back in time, literally, is one of the things I would tell people from the 1990s is I would tell our government, please befriend Russia, try to be friends with Russia, help Russia now, because it's going to cause so much problems later on. But that's the problem, is that a lot of Western leaders, Russia was basically failing. They were a failed state. They were in absolute poverty, and the entire West just ignored Russia and ignored Russia's suffering, didn't help Russia at all. It was like when the Soviet Union fell, a lot of people thought that Russia and America were going to be allies, that we were going to be friends. But it didn't work out in the end. And I think that, like, the West can be blamed for a lot of that in the end, is that they didn't reach out to Russia. It doesn't excuse Russia's actions today or their, attacks at their wars, but it's like a massive mistake is that the West did not reach out to Russia, didn't befriend Russia. How much of modern Israel is of Polish descent? I'm not sure. I do know, for example, that what is it? I know that in Israel, like, common ancestry is Russian and Polish. Like, a lot of Israelis have, I know, Russian and Polish ancestry. I know that's very common. I don't know how many Israelis, like, the percentage-wise, are like have like ancestry from Eastern Europe, but I know it is pretty common. Okay. You are not stupid for not going to college. There are other ways to be successful, like going to a trade school, like you said, Pro. Yeah, I did end up going to college, so it wasn't that I didn't go to college, but I don't know if college necessarily, I don't know if there is, if college is necessarily worth it. So that's the thing, is, you can go to college and be successful in certain things, but it, so, like, when people say, for example, that college is a scam, I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. I don't think that college is a scam, but I would say that, do you know what the biggest scam is? The biggest scam is when people say that without college you're going to be a failure. That's the biggest scam. So I wouldn't say that college is a scam, but what I would say is a scam is when people say that without college you're going to be a failure. Like, I remember that happened when I was younger. When I was in high school, everybody was always asking, everybody was always asking, and they were saying, like, that if you don't go to college, you're gonna be a failure. Oh, okay, Danny K. Most of Israeli societies, the people from Europe are around 40%. Okay, I didn't know that, Danny. You're a cool guy, Pro. Stay motivated. Thank you. But finishing college opens the opportunities much broader. Not necessarily, um, because when you get out of college, what are you into? You're into debt. You're in debt when you're in college. Is that really a broader opportunity? And what you're desperate for is, you're desperate to find a job with your degree. You're hoping that somebody will hire you based on your degree, so you can start paying off that debt. So basically, is you're really not free until you pay off all the debt. That's really when you're free. So that's all I'll say about that, is that, people think that, when you graduate college, that's there, you're successful, but no, it's still a long way there. If I could prevent any war in history, what would it be? Oh, that one's easy. World War One. And the reason it's World War One and not World War Two is because if you stopped World War One, you would stop World War Two. It's World War One. It's, if you stop that war from happening, World War Two would never have happened. That is it. It's it, and not only that, like, so many other things would not have happened. Like, the Russian Revolution would not have happened if it was not for World War One too. So, like, there's really so many things that would not have happened if it wasn't for World War One. So, like, World War One had left such a devastating impact on Earth. Like, it was like, it really, that war had caused so many other conflicts and wars and revolutions, civil wars, because of World War One. It was, World War One was like a catalyst for everything. What's your question, Slick? College gives you a certain level of credibility, especially if you go to well-regarded university. It opens doors and raises eyebrows. Maybe, but at the end of the day, though, Daniel, it really depends on what job you're going into. Like, for example, if you're going in to be a doctor or a lawyer, then yeah, I agree, you need college for stuff like that. But if you want to be, working in the trade, stuff like that, you don't really need college for stuff like that. Like, you don't need college to start up a business either. Like, I mean, I run a rental property business. I didn't go to college for that. I learned how to do everything all on my own. I just learned from experience. I had bad tenants in the past. There was one tenant that I had that was pretty bad in the past, and even though it was a bad experience, I learned a lot from that and what not to do. So like it was, I feel like sometimes life lessons can give you like very better lessons than you can get from any kind of college. I think personal experiences are always the best ones. What's your question, Shiny Knight? And thank you, Carboy. Thank you, Daniel. And thank you, Dream Messi. You're watching the World Cup too, Dream Messi? Hope you're watching the World Cup. Any difference in of Austrian, German, and any question of Austrian, German, Swiss, and regular German? Well, they're all different nationalities, Aaron. I don't get the problem with locked shops in GTA 6. They're just putting all the premium stuff in their own shops, so they're easier to find. I mean, look, the way that I look at it, and Tarsier, if I'm reading your name correctly, thank you for the super chat. You have a building, like a property in the game, like it's part of the map, and you go to that building and you can't open it. You need Ultimate Edition. So like the building's in your game, but you can't go in there unless you have Ultimate Edition. That's something I'm completely against. I don't like that. We had a representative who graduated from Yale who asked about the U.S. landing on Mars as some NASA official. Oh my god. Shiny Knight, dude, you gotta be calm, man. Like I'm trying though, dude. There's so many questions. Let me see. Let me try to find your comment here. What was your question? I train myself to play with a controller in case I get a console in GTA 6. I'm sorry I didn't see your super chat earlier, Danny K. I apologize for that. I just saw it scrolling up. I'm sorry, dude. Controller's always preferred playing on. Oh. Shiny Knight, I can't see your comment anymore. It's not there. I scrolled all the way up and I just saw your comment asking me to read your comment again. Can you just post the exact same comment again? I'm sorry I didn't see your super chat also, Danny K. I apologize for that. What is the most American game you can think of? Let me think. Very American, very patriotic, like, what game could it be? Wait, well, oh wait, it's just us two, dude. I just realized it's only us two. Hope everyone has a great day. Thank you, JJ. Thanks for the super chat. Thank you, man. Thank you, Daniel Rodriguez. What kind of Weasel News article segments do you expect to see in GTA 6? Probably referencing the story. There probably will be scenes referencing the story, Daniel. Thank you for the super chat. Who do I think is the most pathetic coward in GTA? Dimitri. Yeah, Dimitri. Definitely. Who do you want to win the World Cup, America? What happened, Porsche? I'm trying to think. What do you guys think is the most patriotic game? Like, what do you guys think is the most patriotic, like, American game? Like, I'm trying to think right now. I can't really think of anything. Like, a game that is, like, very patriotic, and it's, like, very American-like. I can't think of anything right now. Shiny Knight, if you're still here, you can just... Shiny Knight, you can just, message me on Discord what your question is, and I'll look at Discord right now, and I'll see what your question is. But it's like, dude, I'm not trying to ignore you. I got 563 people watching right now live, and I'm trying my best. Are you gonna play Metal Gear Solid 4 and Peace Walker when Master Collection comes out? That comes out in, what, a month and a half, right? Yeah, I'll probably give it a try. SOCOM? Yes, SOCOM is very American-like, yeah. SOCOM, I would say, SOCOM is very very patriotic, yes. Freedom Fighters, yes, Freedom Fighters, that's it. Freedom Fighters is the most American game ever, yes. Freedom Fighters is. 100%. Homefront is also. Freedom Fighters, yes. Freedom Fighters, yes. That game's. For people that don't know what Freedom Fighters is a game that came out on the PS2. It was actually a really good game. And it took place in an alternate Cold War timeline where the Soviet Union never collapsed. And it was that the Soviet Union invaded America. And you played as a plumber in New York City, and the Soviets invade, and, like, they send paratroopers into the city, and, like, you gotta try to escape and get away from them. And then, like, you lead a resistance movement against the Soviets. And, like, the combat was actually pretty good in that one. It was very patriotic. Let's see. Did Shiny Knight message me anything? Let's see here.
Cryptocurrency.
What? Shiny Knight? Wait, what? I just read your Discord message. But what's your question, dude? It's okay. You don't have to apologize, dude. Thank you, NH, for that super chat. You should play the original Call of Duty someday. Thank you, Dragon Fury. Yes, and I will. Will. Gotta play Call of Duty Finest Hour, which I like that game so much, too. Are you gonna see the George Washington movie? Yes, and I also want to see Lucky Strike. I do want to see that movie, too. Is the M50 Riesling a terrible SMG? That sounds familiar. Isn't that like a German World War II SMG that was made at the very end of the war? Wasn't it like it was made in like desperation? Let me see here. What gun is this? Oh no, this is an American gun. No, I actually know this gun. No, I know what this one is. This gun. This gun it was an attempt to make a cheaper gun, something that was not as expensive as the Thompson. That's why this gun was made. But the gun was really jammy. Like, it would jam a ton. Yes, this is the jamming gun. Yes, I know that gun, the Rising. Yes, that's a bad gun. Interestingly, though, you would have seen soldiers have this in the Pacific. They would have actually carried this in the Pacific, yes. I'm sorry about what your ex, girlfriend did to you, Shiny Knight. We're gonna do a charity stream in July. I do it every July, so we'll do one in July. I just don't know I don't know what will what charity we'll do it for. We might do it for St. Jude's, or we could do it to help the earthquake victims. We could do that too. I really hope drug smuggling is a big part of GTA 6. I would try and be like Boston George in the movie Blow. Thank you. Let me help James with his heist. I hope that drug smuggling is a huge part of it, and that's what Jason does for a living. Is Jason is a drug runner. He works for Brian Heaton or Heater. Oh, Jerry Kapowicz could definitely appear. Yes, that's a possibility. Okay, I'm ready. Whenever. Give us the tactical ones. Yeah, the tactical ones with the night vision. I'll take those. Can I handle spicy food? Depends on how spicy it is.
Okay, we're going in through the side door. I hope you brought your A game because you're not getting a warm-up. Drive over there and I'll be in touch. Okay, the softly approach. We're the only crew I know who can speak so little and still make so much noise. But here's hoping. The key to this whole job is to forget we're attempting a career-defining heist and stay calm. Are you calm? Good, because I'm calm. What's not to be calm about? If you screw up and they see you, we're just gonna do this the old-fashioned way, one dead guy at a time. Okay, do you want the good news or the bad news? Well, the good news is that they just had a record-breaking weekend, so the vault is full to bursting. And
Are we still doing the casino heist? Yes, I can help you after this, Kirsten.
high risk, high gain.
You think that Michael Jackson was framed or was a creep? I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't know too much about the case, Dragon Fury. The thing I will say about the Michael Jackson case, is, I'll say this. When I was a kid growing up, right? And this is, more than a decade ago, much more than that. Like, it was like 20 years ago or more. I remember that back then, everybody thought that Michael Jackson was guilty. Like, this was like over 20 years ago. Everybody, like, most people believed that he was guilty. But then after his death, a lot of people started saying, maybe he didn't do the things that he was accused of. Like, I remember that. That's like, so a lot of people were all fully convinced that he was guilty. But then when he, after he died, people were thinking, well, maybe he really didn't do what he did.
Alright, that camera just went down. It'll be back online soon. And remember, if you bring down too many at the same time, they'll hit the alarm.
I gotta shoot this camera because it can spot the bodies.
People aren't idiots. We should get away with that one, but take out one more camera and they'll know something's up.
Didn't the victims get pressured to lie from their families to profit off Michael Jackson? I have no idea, dude. I don't know that much about the case, so I can't speak on it. So I don't know if he was guilty or not. The only thing I can say about the case that I know about it is I remember when it was going on, like, back, like, over 20 years ago, everybody thought he was guilty. Everybody thought he was doing it.
One of you needs to hold the access button in the security room. The other runs through and grabs the cash.
You hear about this special guest upstairs?
Heads up, CCTV ahead. The stun gun should
Everybody thought he was guilty, but then when he died, people were saying maybe he didn't do it.
The cash is on the cart. Don't get distracted. This is just a starter.
I mean, do you guys think that he was guilty or innocent? Let me ask people in the chat. Do you guys think he was guilty or innocent? I don't know. I don't know too much about the case, so I can't make a decision on that. But the only thing I can tell you is from what I remember when I was a kid, like 20 years ago, everybody was saying he did it, but then years later, a lot of people started saying maybe he really didn't do what he was accused of. Okay.
Only one way down from here. One step at a time. I need my inhaler just listening to you. Okay, here we are at last. The lower level, naturally, is heavily guarded.
James, get back. James, get back. Get back. James, the guy's coming. Get back. That guard always walks through, like he triggers and he just comes back here.
Quick and clean. Very nice. You're so close. See that security checkpoint? The man trap is just beyond it.
Oh, crap. Damn. Okay, that was... I don't know why my character, like, jumped on the table. I'm surprised it didn't trigger the alarm. Swipe. I hate when your character does that. He just climbs on something you didn't want him to climb on.
Get everyone inside the man trap now. I can keep the first door open until you're set.
James, make sure you put on fidelity mode in here, because it can glitch out the heist. This silent is sneaky? Yes, it is.
Okay, so far so bueno. Push on to the vault. Ha, looks like the guard at the vault room isn't there. Happy days. I know this is a special
James,
moment for you down there, but trust me, it's about to get a lot more
get
special
everything on the right side. Do not get everything in the middle. Okay? The middle stuff we're leaving for the end.
Mechanism should melt like butter. You just need to target the weak points. Don't rush. If you push the drill too hard, it'll overheat. We're not on a time limit until we're inside. And number 3. Okay, right side's all done.
I don't know, Visionary. That's what I was asking people what they think. My favorite heist in GTA 5? Probably Cayo Perico. That would have been cool at STG-44 on Rubio's Island Skyfighter.
The art will need to be cut out of its frames. Shouldn't affect the value much. Go! Good news.
Okay, we got
Since
this.
We stayed under the radar. We have a little more time here.
Jimmy Neutron? Oh yeah, Nickelodeon, I remember that.
While you're in the vault, but only for a while. If the system goes quiet for too long, it triggers the alarm as a failsafe. And, did I mention that if the alarm goes off in here, they'll flood the place with nerve agent? No? Okay, well, I'm mentioning it now. There's a set of lockboxes in here.
What was one of the hardest things you ever done while playing GTA Online? Probably hitting the billion was probably the hardest thing. Thank you, Kaiju fan. When you're doing the charity stream, can you do Generation Zero? Thank you, Brandon, for the super chat. I'm probably gonna do a GTA game. That's probably what I do. I've always done a GTA game on a charity stream. I'll do another Generation Zero stream with you, but I just don't know when that one. Okay, here we go. This is the Manhunt one. James, get B over there when you're done. Get B. Okay, hold on. We can do this. We can get everything. Did you read my PSI message yesterday? If you didn't, it was stopped by Michael's stream. Oh, I didn't see it, Brandon. I'm sorry. At 15 seconds, James, we leave. Pearson, can you get your heist ready? Because I will help you right after this.
20 seconds. Perfect. Now get out before they smell a rat.
James, it's time to get out.
Gas incoming. 10 seconds.
James.
Time's up. The alarm is set to go.
Oh, no.
I admire your commitment, but it's time to get the hell out of there. People, that is
Swipe.
the mother load. We cleaned them out. All right, let's get out of the
Okay,
front.
we're going out through the roof now because we got detected. I'm not going out through the front door.
They've reinforced the security room, and that's your only way out. Get ready.
GTA 3 was supposed to have a multiplayer mode where they fight over the money, like Pain and Lynch 2. No, the first time I'm hearing about it.
Come on! Stand up! We got a man down! Holy shit!
Keep pushing before more of them spawn.
Man down! Here I come! So we doing this? We got a man down! Some cover! We got a man down right here! Lay down some cover and fire!
Get in.
Come here! What? You afraid?
James, we're going up to the roof.
Move up!
You know what they say? In the event of emergency, leave all valuables behind and do not use the elevators. Oh well, never mind. We've got some heavy chatter on the police frequencies. Sounds like they're sending news.
This door's locked. You gotta be kidding me. Okay. Oh my god, you gotta use a key card again. Okay. Follow me, James.
So we doing this?
Malfunction. I feel so alive. Woo. I even think my eczema's clearing up.
He's down. Find some cover.
Come on, come on.
You're gonna die, bitch.
James, get over here.
Time to reload.
They might be covering the side exits by now. Stay alert for noose.
We have to fight all those enemies in the there. We're going out for the roof. When you get detected, roof is always better to escape from when you get detected.
We got a man down. Oh!
Come on. Uncle Stu, I want some chocolate pudding. I can't believe he actually went to the store at 3 a.m. to do it, though. Thank you, Tricky Mario. Yes, Battlefield Hardline campaign, I want to play it still, too. Why did it just turn daytime? How did that happen? And now it's nighttime.
Getaway cars, go! The driver has them in position.
This way. This is one thing I hate about the enemies in GTA Online. They just take a ridiculous amount of damage like that. James, jump and immediately deploy your parachute. Okay, run. Man, I hate how they keep getting up. Get in. We're gonna get out, we're gonna get out. Okay. Oh crap. Tires now got popped. I can still make it.
We could really have used a decoy here. Guess you'll just have to be fast.
We'll get out, we'll get out. I just gotta drive in a very straight line, and I'll be fine.
Wow, we really kicked the hornet's nest. It's amazing how fast police response time is when the guy calling 911 is a billionaire. Or should I say, ex-billionaire after his next insurance premium comes through. Economic justice is a beautiful thing.
This is ridiculous. Got another tire. Okay. I have 3 pop tires right now. I'll answer comments in this one moment, guys. I just want to get away from this. You know, the funny thing is, when I was doing the Pacific Standard heist once, I was driving with, like, all 4 tires popped. And you know what one of my friends told me? I'll never forget this. He says to me, Pat, you drive better with all 4 tires popped than some people do with all tires.
Lose the cops. If we take them to the fire, this is all for nothing.
Oh, okay. Let me look at the comments here. And he did that only for the stupid cow to say that she no longer wanted it. She should have slapped Angelica for the stunt she pulled. That was, I think that Rugrats has, like,
Sure, I'm not whatever they told you, but hear me when I say that we are on the verge of pulling off the single greatest feat of organized criminality this city has ever seen. Admittedly, I'm knocking myself.
Okay, so Mario, Rugrats has a humor that only adults would understand, and then when you get older, you understand a lot of that stuff. That's the thing about it. SpongeBob had that humor too. Why do you think American forces lost the Battle of Hurtgen Forest? Hurtgen, that was October 1944 until December or January 1944, I think is when it was over. Or 1945, I should say. You know, October 1944 until I think it was January 1945. The reason that the U.S. lost Hurtgen was because Hurtgen was it was a terrible, there was a lot of mud. It was a terrible place for tanks to go through. The terrain favored the defenders a lot. It was very hilly, had mountains, a lot of trees. The Germans were well dug in with bunkers, trenches. They were ready for the Americans. So the Americans couldn't really use tank warfare, and they couldn't really use planes because they didn't know where the enemy was. And the really horrible thing about the Battle of Hurtgen Forest is that the artillery made it worse for the Americans because of the trees. Now you would think that trees would protect you from artillery, but it doesn't work like that. So the trees were pretty tall in Hurtgen Forest, and what happened was when the Germans fired artillery and they went towards the Americans, if that artillery hit the top of trees, it would explode up there, and what would happen is it would then create a giant shrapnel of wood that would come from the tree. So like sharp pieces of the tree just coming out at supersonic speed, it could rip people apart. And so that's pretty much what it happened there. Yeah, this song's always copyright. And also, the horrible thing about the battle at Hurtgen Forest is a lot of Americans later said that battle wasn't necessary, that they could have actually gone around the forest. What they were worried about is they were worried that the Germans were going to blow up the dam because there was a dam on the other side of the forest, and they were worried that they blew that up, that it would flood the area and it would flood all the American soldiers. So they wanted to go through the forest, but that was another bad decision. I'm liking the Half-Life DLC playthrough. Thank you. I would love to see a Kane Lynch 3, but I don't think we'll ever see it. I don't know, Master Mar. I mean, I have friends, but I don't know. What's with the dumpster there? Dumpster's moving on its own.
Bug bombs or go, and take the Bug Star van. Security is expecting exterminators at the back entrance. Sometimes you just gotta fall back on the hits. I ever tell you about the time we pulled something?
Why did Hitler attack Norway despite their neutrality? It was because Norway had a lot of iron, and Nazi Germany wanted iron for their war machine, and also because Hitler believed that Britain might seize Norway. Yeah, we'll do a GTA 4 stream. Okay.
Drive in and pull up by the rear entrance. They'll buzz you in. And remember to be cool. They're expecting you. That's it. Head through the door to the staff lobby.
My GTA 5 playthrough definitive edition. Wait, what do you mean definitive? Uh, you're talking about expanded and enhanced?
Come on, quick out the chute. Boss lady's office is crawling with bugs. Take the stairwell on your right up to the first floor and follow the hall around. Someone will show you through to the infestation.
I hate that you can't run during
Good
this.
so far. You're in the staff lobby. Try your best to act normal in front of security.
How long is Spider-Man a Blind Eagle?
Go through the double doors behind the main desk like the professional exterminators you are. You're going to the manager's office. No one will want to mess with the fumigators, so you should have free reign of most of the staff lobby, office, and hotel.
Hey, bug guys, up this way. They're thick as fleas on a farm dog up here.
Okay, let me do this hack really quick here.
Just like we planned. Ignore the bugs and get to the cargo elevator. Alright.
Is Hollow here, the YouTuber Hollow?
For you. It'll spoof fingerprint.
Oh, I know who Hollow is. He's doing like a playthrough of
No need for
of San Andreas right now, but
severed hands. Just select the partial print tiles and move them to match the fingerprint on screen. Once you've made your choice, run the simulation and see how it stacks up. You'll get a few failed attempts before the scanner realizes what we're doing. Take too many bites at the cherry, or take too long to get through the door once it's open, the alarm goes off and our day gets a lot worse.
nobody should be hating anyone because of their religion, is Zatsu. Oh, this one here. Take care, Pat. I see you in the party. Okay, I'll see you, Brandon.
Well, this is as far as those disguises will get you. Make sure you're not seen and get to the man trap.
Okay, good work. Okay, really good work. Swipe it. Nice work. I think the dots one is way worse though, Danny. Like, the fingerprint is a little annoying, but the dots one is way worse.
Come on, let's go. Okay, so far so bueno. Push on to the vault. Looks like the guard at the vault room isn't there. Happy days. Okay, we made it here. Get out your equipment and get into the vault.
Okay, this is gonna be a little tougher. Let's do a race, see who can open this first.
You need to drill your way through multiple discs in order to break the vault door lock. Keep an eye on your temperature gauge. You'll waste a lot of effort by going too quick. Okay, disc 1 is done on this side. Number 2 done. That's disc 3.
Halfway through.
Good, that's the left side taken care of.
Oh, okay, Gunner. What do they do exactly?
Hey, that art looks expensive to
Are you
me.
excited
Let's
for
give
the
it a
sequel,
go.
the new Brothers in Arms coming out, Gunner?
Seeing as we stayed under the radar, we have a little more time here. Now, your hacker can block the security sensors while you're in the vault, but only for a while. If the system goes quiet for too long, it triggers the alarm as a failsafe. And, did I mention that if the alarm goes off in here, they'll flood the place with nerve agent? No? Okay, well, I'm mentioning it now.
About 30 hours. Okay,
Try
Blind
getting into
Eagle.
some of the lockboxes.
Bethesda Softworks is now 40 years old. That's crazy. No, Modern Warfare 2 reboot isn't a bad one, Minion. It's way better than Modern Warfare 3. It mentions Stanislav Sosobieski. Oh, I'm gonna talk about that. I'm definitely gonna talk about that then, Gunner. The thing about Stanislav Sosobieski, do you know that he got... Oh, I can't pick up this painting. What the hell? It's glitched. Great. About Stanislav Sosobieski, do you know that he got blamed for the failure in Operation Market Garden? And he wasn't even responsible for a lot of that stuff. He actually was, he was against Market Garden. He did not think that it was a good idea. He didn't want to go through with it, but then he was ordered to go through with it, and he did. And then when the Polish paratroopers were pinned down, they still tried to get to the British to help them. What the hell's going on with the paintings here? What the hell? But they couldn't get through, and then the British threw all the blame on him just so that Montgomery would get spared. That was ultimately it. What, now there's 2 paintings? What the hell is going on with this game? What? I'm gonna cutting a second time? What? This heist is so buggy up. Yeah, this game is so glitchy. At 15 seconds, we leave Pierston.
30 seconds. 20 seconds left. Don't dawdle. Perfect. Now get out before they smell a rat. Gas incoming. 10 seconds. Time's up. Here comes the nerve agent. Get the hell out of there before you get a lung fall.
Okay, go, do it.
Under the radar. Perfect. Perfect.
Good morning, Pro. It's currently 2:56 a.m. in the UK. I hope you're having a great day, man. Love seeing your comments on my polls. Well, thank you, Red Dead Redemption Outlaw. Is GTA Ultimate Edition worth it? I'm not gonna tell people that it's worth it, but they are locking several businesses, 2 car businesses behind it, a clothing shop, a tattoo shop, and 2 missions behind it. The heist is buggy. Get it with the outfits, huh?
All right, now stay calm. Back the way you came through the checkpoint. Nothing to see here.
Oh!
Oh
Get
no,
into the elevator and use your key card. Play it cool.
that would have been bad. Come on. My charger is right here, though. It's a good thing. I'm eating sushi. I love sushi. It's my favorite food.
Okay, I need you to stay calm. They've seen what you did to the vault, and now the whole place is locking down fast. They know you're still in the building. Just keep moving and keep quiet. Time to change your outfits. We need a fresh start if you're gonna make it out of here under the radar. All right, look busy.
Stay back here,
Shout
sister.
LSFD if anyone gets in your way. They're closing in on us. We need to pick up the pace. Security is sweeping the whole building. Stay one step ahead, or this whole thing goes south. Now, we got your weapons in through the laundry chute. It's, you guessed it, in the laundry
What's that,
room.
Danny K?
As long as you stay calm, those outfits should get you from here to the exit. The cops aren't letting anybody through the perimeter, so you'll have to do that the old-fashioned way.
I never understood that how they can take a bullet to the head with those helmets, but they can get smacked instantly and die like that. I never understood the logic in that. Right? What's charging the controller too?
Remember, they know the vault's been hit, but they don't know who you are or where you are. They have patrols sweeping the whole place, and all the civilians have been evacuated. So if they see you, they'll know it's you. So just stay out of their way, keep your cool, and get to the buyer. The driver has the getaway car in position. I've pinged you the GPS. Get to the buyer, don't bring the cops, and we're home free. You should avoid the bulk of the cops this way. The only thing that matters is making it to your ride.
I can tell you painted this car here. Oh, come on. It's one thing I hate about the cops that they just teleport like that. You've got to be... I hate the cops so much in this game. That is so stupid. He just appears down there. He wasn't down there before, and they just teleport him there. What?
If the fire hears so much as a siren, this whole thing goes up in smoke. Lose the cops.
I don't know how I've gotten spotted there. That's some serious BS. Physics in this game make no sense sometimes. There we go, lost him.
I knew this would be sweet. Liberating large amounts of private equity from private equity. That's something even the IRS has trouble doing. But you strolled out of there, carrying their crown jewels right under their noses. The ultimate humiliation. Oh, I've taken a whole lot of scores, but none of them has been sweeter than this.
We all love the IRS. The IRS is the biggest mafia in America when you think about it. Even the Joker is scared of the IRS, yep. What about the chocolate pudding mafia? Well, that's Angelica. Nope, I slammed in their car, but they're definitely going to work with us, right? I have a Discord, but it's 1745 there. It's for my members and Patreon supporters. But I'm still used to Discord. I'm not that used to it. Well, Izatsu, what I will tell you, here's my view on it. Is there is no such thing as a religion that promotes terrorism. Like I have not heard of anything like that. Like the only religions that will promote terrorism are religions that are cults, like very small things, like where they have some crazy leader and stuff like that. But I don't know of any major religion that promotes terrorism. What I think the issue is Islamism, because there's a very big difference between someone that's a Muslim and an Islamist. It's not the same thing. Like I have people that are Muslims in my family. So like my father's family, they are Tatars from Central Asia. So they're the Tatars are people that had lived in Central Asia for hundreds of years. But anyways, about that is that the difference between a Muslim and an Islamist is that somebody that's a Muslim is just somebody who's just following the Islamic religion, nothing more than that. They're a peaceful person. There's nothing wrong with them. But then an Islamist is somebody who basically they follow the Islamic religion, but then they take everything to the extreme. Like they believe, for example, in Sharia law. They believe that women should not have any rights. They believe that gay people should be killed. They believe that the religion should directly control the government. They have things like that. That's extremism, and that's the difference between somebody who's a Muslim and an Islamist. And I think that a lot of times people don't know how to differentiate the two. They think that Muslim and Islam is the same thing. It's not. It's not the same thing. Uh, are you religious at all, Pro? No, I'm an agnostic. Not really religious. I'd like to believe that there's something out there, but I'm not really religious. No. Uh, Please remember to play through the classic Call of Duty 3 20th anniversary November 7th. It's the only Call of Duty that includes the American, British, Canadians, and Polish forces. Yes. That's right before GTA 6 though. I'll try to fit it in. I'll try to put that one in. See if I can do it though. Yeah. Can I turn performance back on? Sure, I can. A favorite Fallout weapon? My favorite weapon in the Fallout series is probably the Chinese assault rifle in Fallout 3. It's probably my favorite gun. Would you say that Islamists are similar to ultranationalists? Not entirely, because ultranationalists are basically there's a difference. Like the different and a nationalist is not necessarily a bad person. There's nothing wrong with necessarily being a nationalist, but an ultranationalist, for example, is a bad person. Like there have been nationalists in history that have been good people. Like George Washington, for example, was a nationalist. Teddy Roosevelt was, for example, a nationalist. So there's plenty of leaders in history that have been nationalists that have been good people. But an ultranationalist is something else. A nationalist is just somebody who loves their country and wants to do right, wants to put their country first. An ultranationalist is basically somebody who thinks that their country is superior to other countries. They think that their country should control other countries. They're basically an imperialist. That's what they are. They support empire. They think that other countries around them are inferior to them. Perfect example of an ultranationalist is a Nazi. That's a perfect example of an ultranationalist. So that's that. Now, if you're comparing it to Islamists, Islamists basically believe that that extreme Islam should control the entire world. So like where an ultranationalist is thinks that their country is superior. So they do have that, I guess, that similarity in that they think that other people are inferior to them. But it is a different ideology. And make sure to remember, it's Muslims and Islamists are not the same thing. A Muslim is just somebody who follows the Islamic religion, but an Islamist is somebody who basically has extremist views. I can check my Discord friend requests later. I love Sopranos. It's a great one, Anton. And I'm seeing you're Anton. Are you Eastern European? Because that's an Eastern European name. I'm just curious. Did you see my messages about Diamond Casino? No, I haven't. And also, Dead Blood. What I love about Call of Duty 3 is I love the hand-to-hand fighting in Call of Duty 3. I really like it. Like, there's few scenes that are really good in that one. Long stream today. Yeah, a little long. No problem, Izatsu, Fion. Oh, you're Filipino. Oh, okay. Okay. You've asked me for help with it. Oh, do I have you added Keyblade? Please don't get mad at me for not leaving comments in your videos. Why would I get mad at you for that, dude? It's not, I'm not gonna get mad at you. I guess I'll be wrapping this up stream up here, because I haven't had dinner yet, and I'm kind of hungry. I'll read a few comments before I go. Does anybody want to ask me anything before I head out here? You're a fugitive? You have me added? Okay. Keyblade, can I help you with your the heist tomorrow or another day, if that's okay with you? Will you have a similar thing like Hollow leading up to GTA 6, like replaying GTA 5 or Vice City? Yes. So, before GTA 6 comes out, you know what we're gonna do, a playthrough of Vice City Stories 20th anniversary. We're gonna do a playthrough of that, because that's gonna 20th anniversary is coming out. 20th anniversary of Vice City Stories is gonna be in 3 months from now. So it's we're gonna do that. I will also do a playthrough of Vice City Next Gen. So you know the Russian mod, that one I'll do a playthrough of that also. No problem, Zach. Do you think we'll be able to walk into buildings after 13 years of waiting? I hope that you can walk into most buildings in GTA 6, but unfortunately, there's some businesses that are going to be locked unless you have Ultimate Edition. Also, guys, I'm going to have another video tonight. So, like, in an hour or two, I'll have a video tonight talking about the scalper situation with GTA 6 and what's going on. Pro, you said you're a libertarian. What's the difference between that and anarchism? A libertarian is basically somebody that just they believe in as little government as possible. So an anarchist is somebody who believes in no government. And libertarians still believe in some government, but they believe in as little government as possible. That's just my personal viewpoint. I think that, government was as small as possible, and there was 90% of taxes were gone. People would be able to make more money and live better lives. But that's just my view. Let me see here. Vice City Stories being almost 20 years old is crazy, I know. What are you eating for dinner tonight? I have no idea. No, Keyblade. I didn't forget Fugitive. I know you're on my friends list. It's just Keyblade. There's just so many people on that I have added. I have over 2,000 people added, so sometimes it's a little hard for me to remember every single person. But I usually remember people by their avatar, so not necessarily by their name. I remember by their avatar. So I don't know if you change your avatar or not, but I usually remember people by their avatar. Call of Duty 3 had actually pretty realistic uniforms in that game. Okay. Can I play more strategy games in the future? I could try. Is there a game you want me to play? I probably wouldn't be able to live with a roommate. I'm just always a solo person. Pro, if you believe in as little government as possible, would you consider yourself an absolute capitalist or a fiscal capitalist? Um, I think there should. I think that there has to be some government control in the economy. Like, I believe in as little as possible, but I think there should be, like, you can't have, for example, kids working in factories. You can't have stuff like that. So, like, there needs to be, like, some regulation like that. But I think that the regulations that we have now, a lot of them just cut a lot of them, but keep some of them in. It's a little difficult to answer. It's not like that I don't believe in anything, but that's Why are all Call of Duty still expensive? That's Activision. Activision prices all their old games even at full price. Like Call of Duty Ghosts is still $70. That's ridiculous. But they're charging $70 for Call of Duty Ghosts. That's ridiculous. Ugh. What's the best game you have played in your entire life? Easy. Saints Row 2. Saints Row 2 is the best game I've ever played of all time. Of all time. Isn't that the one where the Germans formed their special forces for the first time after that, Zach? Do you think that billionaires like George Soros should be able to influence U.S. elections? No. No. So I'm against Citizens United. I don't think that it was a good idea. Citizens United was basically a court case that said that that people can spend as much money as they want in politics, and I don't think that that should be allowed. I think that I don't think corporations and like billionaires and stuff like that should be able to fund political campaigns. And not only that, I'll also extend it to for foreign countries. I don't think that there should be lobbies for foreign countries to influence elections. So I don't think there should be that. Like there's a lot of foreign lobbies that, for example, spend a lot of money, like from different countries in the United States, and they have a huge influence on elections. Let me see. Okay, Keyblade, I'll help you then. Did they announce what the price for Black Ops 1 will be yet? Hey, Polyflame, I'm gonna be heading out here soon. How did you learn so much of history? It's cool. I like to read a lot. I'm about to end the stream, Polly, but don't worry. I'm gonna have a GTA video coming out in like an hour, so an hour I'll have a video out if you want to check that out. Well, examples, countries that try to influence American elections. There's a few of them. There's China, Israel, Mexico, Saudi Arabia, India. There's a few governments that have tried to. They have lobbies in America that have tried to influence American elections before. Will I play the DLC of Mafia: The Old Country? Oh, you betcha, 100%. I will definitely play that. Definitely. I will play that in right when it comes out in August too. So I guess I'll be heading out here, guys. Thank you everybody for hanging out with me. If you guys enjoyed the stream, do drop a like. I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, everyone, and have a wonderful day, guys.